Previously on Danganronpa.
Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again. But on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I was like, protein can be found on the floor of the rec room. Like, can it be found? I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start?
All right, guys. All right. The routine sip of coffee. Oh my god, that's hot. Ooh, that is hot. All right, so we wrapped up talking with Toko. We wrapped up talking with Hiro. Now I think we have to go to the chem lab. To the chem lab? Actually, I should probably just like fast travel there. Right? We should probably fast travel to the chem lab, which I think is on the Doa. Data. I don't know why they easily just put chem lab up there.
Not good. Or no good. The door's locked. I guess I won't be getting in here.
That sucks. That's where we were trying to go. Right? I don't think anything's gonna be in the office, but yeah, nothing there. We need to go to the chem lab, do we not? Oh, sorry. Data lab is different from the chem lab. Whoopsies.
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just to make sure you don't get in my way.
He's there destroying evidence, you guys. Yeah, I got it.
I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. Dude, man, can I kill him? Can I just want to reach in this game and just strangle him? Jesus.
This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it.
There are some footprints in there.
These are footprints. And they're only in front of the left shelf.
How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to stretch out the floor plan, or sketch out the floor plan. By we.
By we, do you mean me?
How kind of you to offer.
With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop.
Oh, okay. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room.
Probably should have clicked on that bottle first if that was an option.
So how's this?
Not bad. For you, I mean.
For me?
I see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in and went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours?
No.
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm your size for myself.
I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said.
I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit, these are not your footprints.
Unfortunately?
But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to.
Then these prints are really valuable.
Or, what? Did I say valuable? These prints are a really valuable clue. Oh my god. Talking is hard, you guys. All right, here's a wild. Only because he said that the shoes were too small. The prints were too small. So for me, that narrows it down. I feel like Makoto is shorter than Byakuya. Smaller than Sayaka. Or Sakura. So methinks it's either Toko or Hina, to be honest. Now, what? It'd be freaking crazy if it was Hina. Maybe she was so upset that Sakura, like, betrayed them? I don't know.
There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4.
Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this.
Then this powder must have been
So
spilled.
in other words,
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. I mean, it still could be him. He's like just mapping out where he was at the. It wasn't like that when I was here. I made it like that after I left.
If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow.
Source of of the powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. All right. I think it said C4. It's funny because I think C4 is a, at least here in the States, C4 is a it's a pre-workout supplement. So that's just kind of funny. I don't know truth bullet section right now though, because they have a picture of Heme2. Okay, so I thought it said C4 on it, but no. Anything else here?
There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. I should probably take a good hard look at the powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I could tell for now.
Footprints in the powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Wait, did we already just do that? Alright, there was some stuff up here. So it had to have come from C. Chem C, row 4.
On the shelf is... Well, look, and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section C.
It's pretty important. Pretty important, you guys.
So on this shelf is... looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are.
They're reagents, but put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such an ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss.
Isn't that kind of harsh?
What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
that's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well.
I didn't even say that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right now, I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf.
Alright, so we have to worry about shelf A and C. And we possibly have 2 separate incidences here. So somebody came by, knocked something out of Unit C, which caused this reaction to happen. But the person who came to grab something out of A didn't even bother with any of this. Potentially. So it could be two people, or one person came over here first, knocked this over, then walked to their evidence.
Let's see. What's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf.
Yeah, wasn't it Chem A1?
All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section A. Huh? But wait! There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Can someone have put it here on accident? I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in the Section A, there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here.
Chem Lab shelf has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
I've already taken a good look at the Chem Lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting.
I see.
Makoto, I admit you have a good eye for spotting useful clues. I almost said useless because that's kind of in his nature. But you also need to learn how to make use of those clues. Okay. Leave. I don't know if you can see this. Look at this. I need to stop this. This is ridiculous. It keeps tugging on me, so. I keep going, ugh. Alright, so then now we're going to the rec room. See if the headmaster's door is unlocked. Rattle, rattle.
The door's locked. I won't be getting in here anytime soon.
Nope. Is it nope? Alright. Down the floor. Down the floor. It's that way. Let me go this way. I forgot where the rec room is. Yeah, it's right there. I walked right past it.
Hey,
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko, but Toko and Hiro had told
I
me.
see.
I see. So long with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's still all too convenient. Someone must be lying.
Someone's lying.
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Okay.
what the heck?
Ina too.
We already know who did it.
I won't forgive you.
Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro. It had to be one of them.
Just the worst.
You see, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her. You know where, right? Here in the rec room.
Okay. So we're gonna look at these.
I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new.
I mean, there's another one missing.
Hey,
So did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention, and you're sure to find it. Correlation?
Well, we have a knight was used, so a knight's missing. But we have a pawn, which could be Makoto. If we're thinking of like people who are like left over, like in this kind of group. We have a pawn, a rook. Is that a bishop? And I believe that's the king. So a knight and queen are missing. Honestly, I don't see what the correlation is.
The correlation. Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
So,
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree?
Monokuma bottle has been updated to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right?
An experiment?
anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too.
Huh?
Are you sure it's okay to mess with the
Crime scene like that?
that doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And the obnoxious Byakuya, the obnoxious Byakuya is not here,
So then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass.
With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces.
My only other thing is that the bottles that are used for the Monokuma bottles are the same ones that are holding poisons in the chem lab.
And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what?
The pieces of glass you collected and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact.
How do you want to do that?
That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen,
Okay, first let's compare the weight of two of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced,
in other words,
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same, which makes sense.
The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the
so
weight.
then,
Now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now what might we expect to see?
Well, a normal assumption would be either they're balanced out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and
so
there.
then,
Okay, then let's give it a try.
Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought.
In
What?
other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together,
hey,
and I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. Man, I hate when they do this and they make it seem like it's supposed to be obvious. I mean, the only other thing I could think of is that the bottle was coated in something. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Monokuma bottle experiment has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Why would the bottle weigh more? Broken? Yeah, I don't know. It's possible that the bottle that shattered on the floor isn't the Monokuma bottle, but it's a poison bottle instead. And then they use like that's I guess that's gonna be my leading theory, is that they stole the Monokuma bottle because it looks similar to something that looks like it does in the chem lab. They stole poison to poison Sakura, and then passed that bottle off as one of the Monokuma bottles. So there's broken glass somewhere else for the Monokuma bottle. I don't know, but that would be the only other thing I could think of, is that it's not the same bottle. It's meant to look like the same bottle.
Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it.
Toko?
This is... One of the pages near the center of the magazine. It would have been written in bloody letters. And it said, Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it.
Kyoko, is this...
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it.
A dying message?
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of the others who might come looking.
Hey, is that... That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't forgive you.
It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's the conclusion evidence, right? That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you'd think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, like, it makes sense. It makes me that, but if anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine dying message has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. And so I'm such a Ron Burgundy because I'll read it. I'll read one thought basically as the top line. So the top line of a 2-line dialogue box is one thought, and then the second line is another thought, and it's not always the case. So most times it's like there's no period and it runs in, so you have to like read the whole thing as it's one thought, and like that's why I like screw it up. All right, so there was a couple things. The rec room. Take a look at this again. Broken glass. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
So,
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein.
But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. So she must have gotten it from this chem lab.
hey,
From the chem lab. But you see what's scattered around the can. Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it.
Why does that
So,
matter?
I can't say for sure yet, but probably going to want to take a note. I feel like it'll become important clue later on. I feel like it's an important clue right now to talk about. I thought there were two things to talk about, though. No? Right? I'm pretty sure. Wish this went a little bit faster. Jeez. Oh, okay. Someone's lying. All right, Sakura's body.
According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's
just a
body.
second.
Just staring off into space isn't gonna help you figure anything out.
Yeah, I know, but
Hey,
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
whew.
There's no getting around it.
unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although, there are still some times. can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal.
Then how can you...
So...
I imagine it's because I had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. Look at the way she's staring, too. So cold.
What? Sorry, never mind.
No. We can't just keep letting her do this. Say something, not be somewhere, and then just letting her get
Hey.
away with it.
More importantly, look here. Her
Correct.
shoes? You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands
I
out.
see.
That powder is clue number 1. Yellow powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just
It
explain.
would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head.
2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either of them.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Kyoko's examination summary has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
I can't believe she's been able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Ding dong.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know
That's
where
kind
to
of a
meet,
quick
right?
investigation.
Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time? But the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up one after another. And then...
The ultimate martial artist! Locked room murder mystery?
What?
What the...
Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
I do that. I do that a lot. For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body.
This is just plain creepy.
Well,
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends?
He's right. That does make it seem sad.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there.
Oh, what the hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there be no doubt one of us is the culprit.
The killer. The one who murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet, someone killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us.
Don't look at me!
I said it before, and I'll say it again.
Man, I sure love being a turtle.
It wasn't me.
Sure. The culprit is one of us. Make no mistake about that.
What the heck?
But because I didn't do it, how many times do I have to tell you?
What the heck?
How can you just stand there and say you didn't do it without even breaking a sweat?
Hey,
Standing around here isn't going to do us any good. Let's get going. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I guess we're going to have to find out in the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon. Stop by Premiere Monday, Wednesday, or Friday at 2 p.m. EDT right here for more Danganronpa content. Until next time, go forth the rest of your day, make it a good one, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.